Hi yogis and friends, Phoebe here with Yoga TX, and I'm really excited to bring you a nice grounding, restorative, relaxing yin yoga practice. And for those of you who don't know what a yin yoga practice is, it is a practice designed to help open up the connective tissues of the body, which are also thought of as the yin tissues in traditional Chinese medicine. And the entire practice is going to be on the floor. Each pose is going to be held anywhere from 2 to 6 minutes. And the goal is to actually minimally engage our muscles. So we want to really just surrender to gravity and stay with breath and sensation. And there will be times throughout this video where I will guide you into a pose and then I won't talk for a couple minutes. But don't despair, I'm keeping time, and it's just for you guys to have the period of silence so you can really get into your body, find a peaceful comfort zone, and just really embody your own experience. So we're gonna get started now. We're gonna come to our backs, and we're just gonna lie down. Keep your feet bent for the first few breaths. Turn your palms facing up and really allow your sacrum and the top of your hips to relax towards the earth. Feel the worries and the responsibilities of the day melt away as if they're leaving your body and going down into the soil, down to the core of the earth to get regenerated and redispersed. And let all of the bones of your body get heavy. Let your skin get soft. And then quickly scan your body from your toe tips through the crown of the head. Notice any sensation, good or bad. And then bring your attention to one of those feelings in your body. And imagine if you could breathing directly into and out of that part. So if you have a tight hamstring or a knot in your back, imagine you had direct connection breathing into and out of that area. Watch what happens to that feeling when you bring directed, focused awareness to it. Does it move, intensify, lessen? There's no one right way to respond. Simply be aware. And now begin to deepen your breath if you haven't already. Sigh out through your mouth. 2 more times. Turn to normal breathing. And as we move through practice, whenever your mind wanders, which I'm sure it will, it's the nature of our minds, just gently bring your awareness back to breath and marry that with focus of sensation in your body, right? So the way we move energy is by focusing on 2 points at once. And for today's practice, we'll focus on breath and sensation. We're going to begin by bringing soles of feet together, knees out to the side. And this doesn't have to be your most aggressive butterfly pose. So in a yin practice, we want to go to about 60% of our capability. So make it a little looser, but not so loose that you can't feel anything. And if this is hard for you, if you're really tight in the inner legs, groin area, you can place 2 blocks underneath your knees for support. Once you're here, we're just going to hold this for a few minutes. And all you have to do is continue to breathe and feel. Okay. As we stay in these shapes for longer periods of time, you'll find that you'll need to adjust. So you might want to go deeper into the pose as the connective tissue, the fascia and tendons and ligaments open, or you might find that you need to back off, right? So you don't want to irritate or raise your nervous system here. You want to learn to soften into sensation and maybe even a little bit of discomfort, as long as it's not pain. Notice where your mind is at. Gently bring it back to whatever you're feeling physically or maybe even emotionally, and breathe into that. If it feels like too much, remember you have the whole world literally at your back, supporting you. Make sure that you're not mindlessly fidgeting. So if you're moving, check in and ask yourself why you're moving. Is it something that's needed to help you go deeper into the pose or make it sustainable? Take 2 more mindful breaths. And then begin to press your feet into one another, feeling the muscles engage. Slowly bring the knees up towards each other, maybe taking a few breaths to do this. And feel your feet on the ground once again. And stretch out, 1 foot in each corner of the mat. Maybe point and flex the feet here, circle the ankles. We're gonna inhale the arms up above the head, 1 hand in each corner, and then give yourself a full body stretch. And then relax the limbs down. We're gonna cross right ankle over left ankle. Option to flex the feet into each other. And then we're going to shimmy the shoulders over to the top left corner of the mat, cinching the left waist down so it's shorter now than the right. You can keep the arms where they're at, or you can grab the right wrist with your left hand and come into this crescent shape moon. And breathe here. You feel really nice opening along the right side body. Outer right hip, maybe even to the front of the right hip. Deep inhale into the right lung and exhale, fully surrender to earth. Imagine you can watch the energy of your body move without you needing to do anything. Effortless living. We often feel like we have to push so hard to get where we need to go, but so much of life is learning to surrender. And the yin practice is the perfect opportunity to develop this skill. Couple more deep breaths here. Inhale, come back to center in this loose starfish pose. Take a breath. Notice what's still moving even though you're still. Maybe your right side feels a bit longer than your left. Maybe not. And now cross left ankle over right. Flex the feet into each other. And then scoot the shoulders over to the right corner of the mat and come into crescent shape on the other side. So now right side is cinching down and left side is expanding. And as you enter into this side, notice if it feels different from the first side. Is it more tight, more open, about the same? Just gathering data on our body, getting to know ourselves a little more. Couple more breaths here. And inhale back to center. Find your center. Take a breath. And when you're ready, roll on over to either side. And push yourself up to seated. And take your time getting up. There's no rush. And we're going to come out into what this is called. Half butterfly maybe. Actually, let's do that. So bend your right leg, solo the right foot comes into the left side of the leg, straighten the left leg. And normally we say to keep the foot flexed, but for this practice you can keep it relaxed, right? And we're just going to begin to walk forward any degree to which you're comfortable. And if you need more stretch in the spine, you're going to round it. So the only way to stretch the vertebrae and bring space to the spine is by letting it round. If you need a little bit more of a stretch in your hamstring in the back of your left leg, you're actually going to straighten your spine and hinge at the hips. Yogi's choice, foot flexed or relaxed. And the tendency is to unconsciously clench this right leg and right hip, so see if you can relax it. And if you're really tight, you can always grab a blanket or a block to put underneath here to support your opening. And when you find your variation, again, close your eyes and just breathe. Find the area in your body that's calling most for your attention, which is usually the strongest sensation. And breathe into and out of that part of the body. Check where your mind is at. And if it's not rooted in your body or breath, just gently bring it back. If you feel antsy or bored or wondering what the point of this is, that's actually good. A lot of people have that reaction in yin, especially in the beginning. So see if you can just sit with those feelings and not act on them. Slowly begin to come back up. Take a breath. Notice what's going on in the right side of the body. And then we'll switch sides. So right leg comes out in front. So the left foot comes to the inside of the leg. This side may be a completely different experience. So don't worry about forcing symmetry on yourself unless it's causing you a lot of discomfort. And again, you will want to keep the spine straight if you want to stretch more of the leg, or if you need more opening in your back, you're going to want to round forward. And this side might need something different. So this leg might be tight and might need to be opened. Choose what's right for you in the moment. Again, to come forward any degree. Again, using your prop underneath here if you need that. check in with your body in case you are holding any unconscious tension, whether it's in your left hip or your jaw, your forehead. And just soften a little bit more. Imagine you can surrender all of your weight to gravity, the earth. Begin to come back up. Take your time in these transitions. They're just as important as the poses themselves. Outstretch both legs. And we're going to bring our fingertips behind our hips and loop our shoulders up, back, and down and press into the earth. Shoulder blades come together and just come into a bit of a back bend. Breathing here. Option to tilt the head back. Or not. Just breathing in space underneath the collarbone. Engaging some of the muscles. Feels really good after a yin pose. And then come to neutral. We're going to come into a really deep forward bend. I like to have my hips lifted a little bit on a blanket. Rolled up towel. Helps to release the low back. We're going to keep the feet hip distance apart. We're going to inhale the arms up. And again, you can keep your knees bent here, feet relaxed, and just begin to come forward. Focus on opening the back here and the spine, overstretching the legs. Let the chin curl into your throat. Let your crown of the head descend towards earth. And you can bend your knees even as much as this, coming into this variation of it if you're really tight. Focus less on how the shape looks and more how it feels in your spine. Notice where your mind is at. Notice where your breath is at in your body. Notice if there's any common theme between the 3 points of focus. If your mind is scattered, is your breath kind of scattered and shallow? If your body's tense, is your breath tense? Your thoughts angry or stressed? Five more deep breaths here. Imagining with each breath that you're bringing space in between your entire vertebrae, from tip of your tailbone through the crown of your head. And slowly, slow as molasses moves, begin to come back up, stacking your spine, flipping your hair. And then we're gonna slowly come on down to our backs. And take your time here. And if you feel like sighing or moaning out, please do. It means the pose has worked. If you feel hollow, it means the pose has worked and your fascia has been stretched and opened and is now re-assimilating back. Just going to do a couple more poses before Shavasana. We're going to cross right ankle over left knee. And then push the right thigh back. 2 breaths here. Next exhale, we're going to twist to the left. Sole of the right foot comes to the earth. The outside of the left leg comes to the earth. We're going to press the right thigh back with our left hand, so away from us. Normally we pull towards, but we're pushing away. Inhaling, right arm out. And just breathe here. As your right hip opens, maybe feel your right arm and arm muscles and hand relax as well. Make sure your shoulders are as relaxed as they can be. Toes are relaxed. Belly, throat, face, jaw, all relaxed. Notice if you feel any tingling or buzzing in your outer right hip and maybe your right hand or anywhere else in the body. This means energy is moving, getting unstuck. And then pressing right ankle into left thigh and vice versa. Engage belly to spine. Release your left hand to the earth. And we're going to hug ourselves back to the midline here. Right foot comes to the earth. Take a breath. And left ankle crosses over right knee. Then push the left thigh away from you. 3 breaths here. Now we're going to twist to the right. Left arm comes out. We're going to take the right hand and push the left thigh away from us. And breathe here on this side. Again, pressing ankle into thigh and thigh into ankle. Wrap your organs back to the left. Uncross your leg. And then hug both knees into your chest. And roll right to left across your low back. Maybe knees over hips and then pulling them back in to the belly a few times. Give yourself one last hug and stretch on out for a shorter Shavasana since it was a pretty mellow practice. And you can end the video here just laying in Shavasana or going straight to sleep. Otherwise, we'll be here for about a minute. Feeling the pulse of our heart within our body and maybe just outside of the skin. Begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. And deepen your breath. Bring feet to the floor and then roll on over to either side. And push yourself up to seated. Bring your hands on your lap. Take a few breaths. Hands come in front of your heart. Thank you for winding down with me, grounding and relaxing. My name is Phoebe, Phoebe D Yoga. Check me out at www.phoebedyoga.com or watch any of my other videos here on Yoga TX, and I hope you have a great rest of your day or evening. Namaste. Whatever's pent up there, breathe in space and then exhale it out. Again, I welcome you to stay here longer if you need. If you're following me, we're going to come back up to tabletop position.